Hey everyone, welcome back to our Heritage Group channel. My name is G, and today we're presenting possibly the cleanest 2002 Tii in existence. So this car is part of our white glove service. If you don't know about it, make sure to check it out on our website. This car is a 1974 2002 Tii, and it's finished in Verona red. And this was a full restoration that took a little over 10 years to complete by the previous owner. So a little history on the car. The previous owner of this car was a German guy who had his own BMW restoration shop, and this was a passion project of his that he spent over 10 years restoring, from stripping it down to the frame, taking all the paint off, repainting it, coating the undercarriage, and finishing the interior, completely rebuilding the engine and everything else in between. Currently the car has around 2,000 miles on the entire restoration and is ready for its next caretaker. So starting with the outside, you'll see that the car is all original with the exception of the European style bumpers on the front and the back, and as well as the added on Alpina wheels. Otherwise, the car remains completely original condition and drives and feels as if it was straight out of the showroom floor in 1974. So looking around the car, from the chrome trim, the belt line around the car, to the glass front windshield, windows, side windows, rear windshield, everything is in great shape. There's no cracks in the glass, no corrosion on the chrome, and the body lines are all straight. This car has not been in any accidents. There is not any framework or anything done on the car. It's all original. And when you look on the undercarriage, you'll notice that the floor plans are actually original as well. Let's take a peek on the interior. Okay, coming around to the inside of the car, you'll notice that it's finished in black leather. The seats have been upgraded, the front seats. The rear bench is still the original bench. Door panels and everything else is original to the car. The dash does have a few minor cracks on the top, but nothing noticeable. It really is a clean dash. And I don't see any cracks or tears or rips in the leather anywhere. There is some very minor tears. There's one on the passenger seat, on the side seat bolster, one on the driver's seat, on the headrest, but it's really, again, it's not noticeable. And for a car that's from the 70s, you know, that's a given. You'll notice that the only thing missing in this car is the stereo along with the speakers. I personally don't mind at all. When you're in it and you're actually driving the car, the joy of driving it and experiencing everything about it, it really takes your mind off of trying to listen to music. So I honestly don't mind it. If you would like to add it, it's really a simple fix. Otherwise, the car is in great shape. All right, so let's talk about the engine on this 2002 Tii here. This is fitted with the fuel-injected version of the 2002 engine. This is the M10 motor, and like I said, it's been rebuilt, so the engine currently has a little over 1,000 or 2,000 miles on it, and it drives fantastic. It runs very smooth. There's no hiccups or misfires or anything like that. Starts right up every time and takes you where you need to go in style. Cooling system has been overhauled, so there's no overheating of any sort. Stays at operating temperature the whole time, whether you're in traffic or driving it spiritedly up a mountain road, and it drives like a dream. All right, so now that we're in this 2002 Tii, let's see how this car drives. So 2002s have a very special place in my heart personally, just because I've had one before that got totaled in an accident, and right now we're actually building the 1602 as our company car. So these cars are fantastic. I absolutely love these cars. Now, given that info, I have driven a good amount of these cars. With that said, this is literally one of the best driving 2002 Tiis that I've ever experienced. It literally feels like a car out of the factory showroom floor. I could imagine that if you were to go back to the early 70s, visit your local BMW dealership and ask to go on a test drive in one of these, this is exactly what you would have felt back then, which is crazy. You know, it's really cool to feel what this car could have done back then when everything on the car was new. So this car is a full restoration project, and person that completed the restoration had his own automotive mechanic shop. He specialized in BMW specifically. He was a German fellow himself, and it took him over 10 years to completely restore this car to where it is today. Everything from the exterior, stripping down the paint, repainting the exterior, undercarriage, respraying it, putting the full new set of suspension, bushings, rebuilding the engine, transmission, making sure everything is tuned and functioning exactly as it should. I mean, this car is really just ready for a whole nother lifetime of experiences. So with that said, the best place to experience a car like this would be a twisty mountain road, and luckily we just happen to be on one. So let's see what this car can really do. So first off, I'm going to start with the handling on this 2002. Like I said, the entire suspension is stock suspension on this car. There's absolutely zero modifications. The only modification on the car are the Alpino wheels that are on there. Other than that, everything is bone stock. And given that it's stock suspension, of course 70s cars have a lot of body roll and a lot of play, and it's not as tight as today's modern cars. But with that said, this thing feels a lot tighter than what another average 2002 would feel like, because the suspension, although it's stock suspension, it's new suspension, from bushings to shocks to everything else in between. So it really does feel like a tighter old school ride, if that makes sense. Steering is I mean, it's mechanical steering. It's all on you, you know. There's no ABS, no traction control, no steering assist, no power windows, no power anything. So the whole car, the driving experience could be as good as you can drive, and it's a fantastic experience. The power on the car, because this is the fuel injected version, is the TII. It's a lot more modern in the feeling than the carburetor versions. You don't have to get out at higher elevation and readjust the carburetor to make sure it's running right. It just does everything on its own, you know. So it's more of a comfortable cruiser without you worrying about too much about all the mechanical components and whatnot. The engine, it does have enough power for the car. The car is really light. It's about 2,000 pounds. So although the engine isn't too powerful, these M10s are fantastic engines and very reliable. And if you want, you could pull a good amount of power out of them. This one runs fantastic. It drives very well. There's no blips, there's no hiccups or anything. There's no misfires. It shifts through all the gears normally. And it's just a blast, you know. It makes you want to keep going and see how well you can drive. When it comes to braking on the car, you have your original disc brakes in the front and your drums in the rear. The pedal feel is really nice for the brakes. Feels like the booster, the master, everything is functioning properly. And it actually holds the car pretty well, you know, compared to 70s standards. I mean, even today's standards, it really does a great job in stopping the car. And that goes back to the car being so light that the power and the braking and everything is up to par with it. So with that being said, this pristine example is up at auction right now, and it is going to be ending soon. So don't wait until the last second. Get your bids in. If you're new to bidding on Bring a Trailer, just remember that once the clock gets below the 2-minute mark, with every bid it resets back to 2 minutes again. So don't wait till the last second, or you'll miss your opportunity to own such an amazing piece of machinery. So happy bidding, and we'll see you all soon.